And we wanted to bring a little bit of behind the scenes action and make it a little meta. Yeah. We brought Gerrit, who's on the digital team for IMEX.
Once again.
And if you haven't met Gerrit yet, he's been on all the IMEX episodes, so you have to go check it out. With IMEX America, we had you, and then the IMEX America episode before that.
Yes.
Our first time.
I'm glad to be back at the event Icons.
Well, you're just so awesome. We couldn't resist.
Well, you said 17 years here.
No, not years, because there's 2 shows a year.
Oh, that's true. So it made you sound much cooler.
It's only my 9th year. Yeah. So there's Frankfurt and Vegas. This is actually the 17th show that I've had the privilege to be part of the IMEX social media team.
Wow.
Yeah. And we're trying to develop it while we go along. And to be honest, we've been trying. We had ideas like this, live broadcasting from IMEX. Somehow we never pulled it off. So I'm really glad and happy you guys are here, connecting our audience from all over the world. Good morning, America, or if you're watching or listening this in recording.
Well,
anytime
but that's actually good. What are the hashtags they're supposed to be following? Because I know there's hashtag IMEX 19.
Yeah, 19. That's an well, we'll see if we get there. But obviously the big theme is sustainability.
Right.
And one of the key things, I guess this is a social media people dilemma. Obviously, the hashtag kind of makes it a yearly kind of to-date kind of thing. Totally. But then one of the sustainable actions is don't put years in your materials.
That is very meta.
Then you can reuse them. But anyway, hashtag for this year's shows, both in America and here in Frankfurt, is hashtag IMEX 19.
Awesome. And also IMEXperience.
Yeah, that's kind of the fun tag to it, obviously, because now we're all Instagram people and you can throw in a ton of tags. Ooh. So IMEXperience is also a nice one, kind of a pun on the IMEX thing.
I love it. So what, out of all the things that you've seen, what's been like the most interesting thing you've seen so far?
So far, and it's only day one, there's 2 big stories, because that's what we're doing this year, right? We started way back in 2012, like live tweeting and all the fast stuff, and then we turned into more and more video. Yeah. Last year we tried the 2 vlogs a day kind of experience, nearly killed me. So we kind of got back on that, and we're like, now, okay, so let's create a bunch of cool, quick video pieces.
Cool.
On the key stories. And the 2 stories of today is, first of all, we started this morning with a team from The Hague, the World Forum, which is a big conference venue or meeting venue in The Hague. Yeah. They cycled. I mean, talking about offsetting your carbon footprint, they just came to Frankfurt, which is a 500K, about a 350 mile.
They cycled in from the Netherlands?
They cycled in from the Netherlands all the way to Frankfurt. Took a full week for that.
Wow.
It was 5 of them. It's the 555. That makes it easy to remember. So it's 5, a team of 5. Cycling 500 kilometers and collecting donations of 5,000 people for War Child. Wow. And they came in this morning and we captured that live, created a little video story out of that. Awesome. So that's out. And the other cool story I've just finished editing is that at the New Zealand stand, you can get a real Maori tattoo.
Wow. What? I know that.
Sounds like a cool gadget, right? It was like, go check it out. And there's the true Maori guy with all the tattoos in his face and on his arms and everywhere.
We should go get Icons tattoos.
Yeah, exactly. No. Oh, I'll tell you about how this is done. There's an interesting story. But before we get to that, I was mostly surprised that people are lining up to do that. So I literally captured live like this nice. Can I say old? Well, I hope she's not watching. Mature lady.
There you go.
Who's just getting this tattoo on her ankle. And the way he does it, and he explains it in the video, it's going to air tomorrow on all IMEX social media channels, so check it out.
You might have to show it here too.
Yeah, I can pitch it to you. So the way he explains it, in the Maori culture, he's going to have a chat with you. He's going to have a conversation kind of like we have here on air on what's keeping you busy, what's important to you. And then he says, the inspiration falls into me, and then I just start drawing on you. So like, there's no pre-agreed design. The only thing
you have no control.
Yeah. Like, I'm in it now. He's like,
I don't know.
No event icons logos. It's maybe
so
you can tell a story.
I just have to give him like some teleconnect powers. Like hopefully think of icons.
Think about the logo. No, but it's beautiful. But then if you look at the end result, and now this is a teaser for the video, go check out the video. Because the lady was okay with being interviewed, and she explained what the drawing meant. And I was like choked up. I was like, okay, stop the interview, right?
Yeah.
This is enough.
So
that's powerful.
That's amazing. We'll definitely, I think we're going to be showing some video content at the end of the day when we do our wrap up for the day and showing a couple of videos that you guys have been creating,
Sure.
which is awesome. I think the next, I'm just stealing all the questions away from
He's
you.
just a talker, you guys.
No, yeah, but
Small talk.
we found the
This is what-
topic, right?
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
structure this interview a
I
bit,
love it.
because we were just jumping on this show.
Well, I was wondering.
All 3 online hosts.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I was wondering, for somebody who wants to do something similar to what you guys are doing.
Yes, that's what my question was going to be.
Okay,
Lindsay,
well,
what was your
Lindsay,
question?
what was your
No,
question?
my question is for someone who wants to do this, especially, I love that point. We did a vlog 2 times a day and it nearly killed me.
Yeah.
I hear from event people all the time, we really want to do all this video, but oh my God, I have all this other stuff.
Yeah.
How do you do it? How do you even get started?
Well,
One thing that helps
8
is-
years ago.
Prayers.
Let's start with
true.
that. No, yeah, but what's the best time to plant an apple tree? It's 10 years ago, right? If you want apples today. So that's a fair point to the IMEX team. They've been having the vision of the importance of creating social media content during the show, creating content for later throughout the year. And and to be honest, I think our IMEX digital team, and I think you might be airing that video, I think we are with like 10 people at the moment. And
crazy.
yeah, it's a big team. And then maybe we should add you guys to that team as well, right? Because you're also creating online content here. And then there's other people out there. And the relevance of it is, so there's basically one team who really focuses on the promotion of next year's show. So their sole purpose here is to create quotes and content to promote next year's show. And I love that. Because that's what you often miss, right? And we're all so focused on executing the event of this year.
Yes.
And once it's down the drain, it's like, oh, now we promote next year's one. Oh, we need footage of this or that. Oh, missed that in the briefing for the photographer or the camera guys. So that's one part of the group. Then we have 2 young, quick videographers who create, which I call like kind of the polished content. They're real videographers. And then there's Miguel and I, who are more like the video hackers.
And you're shooting
So
it on your phones.
We shoot on the phones.
I think we talked about that
try
last
to
year.
we try to edit on the phones as much as possible, because I think and we kind of got back from that after day 1. That's another key tip. It's learning on the job, right? You try stuff, then you see stuff, it's like, let's tweak it. So we're editing, we're back to a little bit more editing, but still the key asset of Miguel and I is speed.
Right.
Because we need video content now, not next week. We're not going to send the after movie 2 weeks after the
Done
event.
is better than
Nobody
perfect.
cares. Exactly.
That's true.
Exactly. So I guess you're asking key tips for people who want to get started with that. First of all, start building your experience. Sooner the better. Yes, this is going to cost you resources, because no resources, no content.
Exactly.
And then try to be smart about it. And if you don't have 10 resources, of course, you cannot sell that to your client or your board or whoever you're working for. Maybe you start with 1 or 2, but at least then make the division in your task between content, evergreen content for throughout the year or next year, stuff that is nice that you need for later on, and stuff that needs to go out quick. I think if you start thinking about it that way, you get an editorial plan that works for you.
Love it.
I think too, it helps too. I mean, you brought up the team, is that having a team surrounded by it too.
Yeah.
Like you have a mix of people who are making the content, people who are planning it out and kind of directing where you need to go. Because I think one of the problems too is where it's like, oh yeah, just get a video person, they'll figure it all out. But a lot of times they're like,
No.
give me direction, I need to know where I'm going.
What's the
I'm-
shot list?
Yeah, exactly. Because now I was just talking about the content production side, and then
Yeah.
obviously we have Rosie in the team and Suzanne in the team who are actually also monitoring and responding to all the other people out there.
And that's important too. Suzanne was saying this morning that as Europe was waking up and everyone was arriving on site, she was trying to respond to each and every social media content. And as one would come in, she would respond to 18 more would show up. And so that speed piece, but also that authenticity piece, like you were talking about earlier with Alex, I think is very vital.
Yeah, and you need to figure out, because this is what we call a good old fire hose, right?
Right.
It's a nice intention to respond to all.
But is it always practical?
Yeah. And mentioning authenticity, yes, from experience, we know a lot of people really like. I recognize, that's so stupid. Even internally in the team, right? If you make a tweet and then the IMEX group account likes your tweet, you're kind of
You're
like,
like,
oh yes.
Ooh,
But but now here's your authenticity point. If that's like an automated thing,
Right.
like all of a sudden I notice if I tweet 10 times, I get 10 likes. Authenticity gone. It's like, oh, this is fake. There's just someone pushing all the like buttons. So that's that thin edge where social media, online communication needs to be
It's true engagement
authentic.
versus
But
commercialism.
it's difficult
That's
because that's costing resources, right?
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Well, I think we're definitely going to be talking a lot more about the live stream content, things like that. I mean, I think a lot of people are curious how this is all happening. We kind of hinted at it, but we'll be doing how to produce your hybrid event.
produce an event.
How to produce an hybrid event.
Yeah.
Coming later today, so I'll be really excited. I think that's coming up after our next set. I just want to make sure that we're doing okay on time before we.
Oh, Sarah's like,
and you
"Oh,
can't
where's
see
my
Sarah,
watch?"
but Sarah has been back here making everything work all
Totally.
day long, and we couldn't do this without you.
Awesome. Okay, I think we got like a couple more minutes.
All right.
Unless we had, you're the schedule master.
Oh, am
over
I?
here.
Some days I'm the schedule master. Well, I was wanting to ask Gerrit, actually. So you were saying that you and Miguel were shooting on your phones. What are you using to edit? Because everything's changing so fast. What's the pro tip?
Yeah, so the real pro tip, it's kind of, I know you want the tool, you get the tool, hold on. But the real pro tip is once you get some practice under the belt,
Right.
you realize it's not about the tool, it's about what you do with it, right? So if you have your storyline in mind, if you have some experience with the tool, at some point you, at least I, start thinking about, okay, I need like 3 establishing shots, I need a close-up of that, I need an ending shot, and if you shoot smart,
Right.
then obviously the editing becomes really simple. It
Cool.
doesn't really matter which
you've
tool,
already
but I
built
tell you
the
the tools.
narrative in your
Exactly,
mind.
because you know what you need.
Right.
And that's what's costing the most time in the editing,
Yes.
is sorting out your material. And the less you shoot and the more spot on you are, the quicker the editing goes. Now, tools we use, obviously, I must say, this is commercial break. But anyway, so I'm shooting with the iPhone X. It's good. But now Miguel just walked in this week with the new iPhone. I don't even know what it's called, like
XS
the
or something.
XS or whatever, X
Yeah.
Super. The images on that thing, that is amazing. I
Crazy.
mean, I think this is competing with
It's crazy. Our,
professional
our
camera
phones
work.
look pretty
The
amazing.
colors. Anyway, so that's what the phones can do. Then we have some ancillaries to kind of stabilize and to be able to connect a wireless mic to it. So because in the end, it's audio, right? That really matters if you're talking to
Totally.
people. And then we edit either. Yesterday we started editing for the real simple work in Splice, which is a GoPro app that kind of, the only thing it basically allows you is to put things in a timeline. You can't do overloads, you can do anything. Another thing I love is also now bought by GoPro is the Quick app, which basically edits onto music. And what I like, it's a real thing you should start to experiment with. What I like, it's AI editing, and it's like auto-magically. Right, so especially if you know how the AI thing kind of thinks and what it ticks on,
Right.
and you film with that in mind. Like this morning, I created something in like 3.5 minutes, which was then, and I'll tell you how it works. So I create like a 30 to 60 second piece on music, and that's then my baseline B-roll kind of thing that kind of gives it speed. And then I have like in this video, it was the World Forum The Hague video, I had like 3 people sharing their story and their experience, and then I take it to the Mac and I simply use iMovie, because the only thing I then need to do is kind of chop up my quotes and kind of
Right.
mix it in with the video parts, and then it becomes really simple, really quick. And I'm not saying that there is obviously a place for professional video editing with Premiere and all the fancy stuff, but what I like by now, because of the simplicity of the tools, you start to think so much smarter about what you shoot and the limitations you have in editing.
Right.
That is the key gain of speed. Because all the opportunities just, oh, let's try that. Oh, let's fiddle with that. Oh, let's micro optimize this. And I'm like, no, dude, the Quick app gave me this transition. This is it. Can't change it.
Yeah.
So that's on the tools. Yeah.
Ooh, I love a good tool.
Yeah.
I love a good
Yeah.
tool. Where do you see the future of what you guys are going to do here for quick video content?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I've been struggling with that because the past was quite clear. We started with tweeting, it needed to be visual, it was photos with nice caption, tagging people. That's still a very good tactic, right? Tag the people in your event so they share it in their networks. It's kind of evergreen. Then we moved into live streaming because that was hot. So a couple of years we were walking around here, going on a permanent live stream, like with the phone already also, and just walking around chatting to people. And I think the fun bit about that was that it was unpredictable. Right,
Totally.
it took you into an event that you didn't know who
It was
were
always the
run
most
into.
interesting
Yeah,
things.
who you're going to run into.
Live
what's gonna be
TV.
really live. But somehow, after a few years, maybe it was because we got bored with it, or it felt like it wasn't appropriate. And we saw the numbers drop, and we realized editorially that the transitions from one place to another got really boring. So then what we started to do is create live pieces, but chop them up, and then kind of made the best of the live videos. That's where we kind of are now. So we don't do the lives, but we just try to capture the best pieces of the lives at once. Where's that going? I'm not sure, Will. I'm not sure. I think in the end, at this point, you can do for a while with creating interesting video. What we try to improve on is see how you make it desirable to watch. And that's either because it's funny or snappy or you see a lot in a lot, or it's educational. For example, the World Forum The Hague thing is in 90 seconds, and it's speedy and it's dynamic. The New Zealand tattoo thing ended up being 3.5 minutes. So we're struggling with that. But then it's because 90 seconds of that, the Maori guy himself is really explaining what the tattoo culture means to him, how it works with not being able to design the thing. And I thought, yeah, but that's interesting, right? Let's keep it in. And I guess this is the kind of experience that you need to run and then figure out what your audience is eating, right? Read the statistics, read the engagement, and then go on that. So sorry, no clear vision on the future there. A little bit more of this.
We're just going to keep doing it until you say it's not the right thing. And then probably he wants your ideas, right, Gerrit?
Well, yeah, if you're watching or listening to this anywhere, make sure you drop your ideas or your best practices in the comments right now.
Hashtag IMEX 19.
Yeah, or event icons,
or
I should
event
say,
icons,
right?
yes.
It's very true. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Garrett, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I'm really enjoying it.
And I'm sure we'll see plenty of you. And make sure to go check out the IMEX Facebook page, which is where a lot of it's happening right now, right?
Facebook page, YouTube page, Instagram channels, Twitter even still.
Awesome.
Even still.
Everybody, we just dated ourselves right there with the faces.
And in MySpace. So go check it out and go check out the content and let us know what you think of it. And then we're going to debut a little bit of it at the end of the show. So make sure you stick around right until the very end where we talk about our day and recap. And hopefully you guys have been enjoying this recap of today's event so far.
Sounds good.